Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, we were proven right. We were always right that yes, Nintendo is fuck because what they have done in just less than a year was kinda enough to mm, corner them in a way that yeah, they're going to start feeling the pain. And I have to say, I'm impressed. I underestimated what people about their consumption from Nintendo could walk away from it. Looks like, yeah, they did the math. They walked away. And reading this headline, part of the article, you are going to notice that, yeah, this company, yeah, is fuck. And yes, I keep saying that. Let's jump on it. Switch 2 sales slowed over Christmas, down 35% in the US compared to the Switch 1 launch. The first Switch came in 2017, if I remember correctly. This company, man, they burn a lot of bridges. We call them out for censorship, for greediness, fucking anti-consumer practices, and yes, overpricing of their crap with no benefit at all. It's a fucking expensive tablet, the Switch 2. Yeah, and Steam Deck is way cheaper than that shit. But we have mentioned a lot of stuff here. But look at this. So various European markets also saw a decline follow record-breaking launch. Since Nintendo is the only company that decided to release uh, a handheld, a new handheld, a new console. Yes, the other ones are already out there in the market, the Xbox Series and the PlayStation 5. And look, Switch 2 is already struggling. And and yeah, you can say part of the economy, but hell man, things were already bad the past year. But yes, like Switch 2 hardware man, yeah, it's already declining. Switch 2 hardware sales slowed during the Christmas period compared to its predecessors in many Western markets, including the US and the UK. Yeah, it's fucked from both sides. That's according to the game businesses, which reports that following a record-breaking launch earlier this year, Switch 2 sales in the US over the holiday period, November-December, were down by around 35% compared with what Switch 1 managed during the same period in 2017. But meanwhile, I was seeing a lot of people already uh, got out of stock the Steam Deck. People already bought it. So that yeah, there is no way that yeah it's a problem of because of the market only, which partially is true. But what is also the other part is because yes, Nintendo gave the less incentives possible. So yeah, we covered all of them. They stopped the reward system that they had and replaced it with nothing. Just as soon as they announced the Switch 2, then they announced the fucking game keycard because oh man, imagine forgetting that the reason why they also like your portability in your hardware is because also you have the ability to have physical media. But no, they decided to go games for Windows Live and being fake physical media. The worst aspects of all, from physical and digital. And well, the censorship. They said that they nowadays any Asian developer they must cut themselves into releasing their own games, and by that it means that they need to tone down stuff, tone down the fan service, or even if you are an anti-woke developer, but you say, okay, I'm going to play a role, and you decide to spend resources to release like a watered down a satirical game, even if it is tame, and you try to release it at the last moment, they're going to tell you to go fuck yourself. They don't give a fuck. It's fucking Nintendo of America pulling strings also. Yes, they a lot of fucking anti-consumer practices. Well, yeah, the patent trolling with yeah, pocket pair and Palworld, yes, showing hey, we did an alternative and look how widely it was accepted. And then Nintendo say, no, you are not allowed to do something like that. Nobody else. If you are making too much money, then yeah, we are going to shut you down. And a lot of fucking bullshit. Or the dumping on ROMs, and if someone has the physical media, but the other one is already playing it and is connected to the servers, yeah, the one to actually own everything legally can get fucked too. Man. So many shitty stuff. Oh, how could I forget licenses? Because you can no longer share digital licenses. Hell, man, even with the Xbox and the PlayStation 4 and 5, you still can share those. Imagine in current day, how do you manage to make the other ones way more pro-consumer and better when they themselves, the other competition is performing worse and they look less greedy. Imagine making Sony look less greedy with that movement. Oh man, let's see this. It was similar picture in the UK, where the Switch 2 sales for the last 8 weeks of the year were 17% lower than Switch 1 in the same period of its life cycle. According to Nielsen IQ data, however, when sales of the original Switch are included, sales of Nintendo hardware were actually up 7% compared with the same period in 2017. In France, Switch 2 sales in 2025 were over 30% lower than what Switch 1 achieved in its first years. According to TGB, which is surprise for a market that is typically one of Nintendo's strongest in Europe, because they are checking out, man. Even among all the issues that France has, and it has quite a lot of them if you get into politics, they check out. They say, okay, this is the only thing it can offer to me. Has no games other than Mario Kart World, and it's less funny compared to Mario Kart 8. And from all of that and consumer shit we already said, for that price, for the fucking price of that over expensive tablet, yeah, people say, no, fuck this shit. I'm out. Well, imagine my shock, really. Imagine my fucking shock. Oh, how could I forget that they were charging money to get a fucking interactive manual? Fucking greedy ass company. Or, oh, how they also got themselves fucked over because the storage, external storage, it forced you to have one of those expensive micro SD express types. And for kind of 500 gigabytes, man, it's so fucking expensive, kinda like an SSD. And also the way how people are reporting recently that even some games from the original first Switch are performing way worse in Switch 2. Despite that, yes, the Switch 2 is an upgrade of a hardware from the Switch 1. But the fact that it's doing that shit, yes, that plan market say, nope, I'm out. You know what? Is when they bought on Steam Deck, the people that bought it, they're getting a better deal because they are not only tied to Steam storefront. They are people out there giving support to even have GOG jumping on the trend. And if GOG is intelligent enough, they will capitalize on Linux too. So, yes, you have way better deals on PC, and Nintendo Switch 2 is a fucking meat-ass hardware device when it has all the worst traits between console and what is digital content. You don't have those issues with PC. Yes, it's no one that will say, okay, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to buy one of those. Because at the end of the day, the Steam Deck, the Lenovo Legion Go, the Asus ROG Ally, from the cheapest ones to the expensive ones, at the end of the day, they are fucking PCs. They're portable PCs and can be used as such. Oh, what they were the most fancy shit Nintendo was advertising? Alright, recording your kids with that fucking camera. If you have kids and you were seeing that fucking streaming shit. Oh man, nah, fucking Nintendo. They are out of the fucking mind, man. Well, let's continue. The slowing Christmas sales comes with context that Switch 2 experienced a record-breaking launch, selling over 3.5 million units in just 4 days last June and over 10 million by September. So part the console is comfortably outselling its predecessors. Around that one, but what is also the compare to the releases to the software sales? Most of those come from Switch 1 and people already selling out. They're saying, okay, this is as far as I'm going to get fucking this company. And also, because of the GameCube card, they screw up the AAA developers, but also those guys, they fuck up by playing role there. Because, yeah, who could want to have a fake physical media for a game they would actually like to own? Yes. Also, it's a important factor that why even AAA and AA games there, when they have a physical release, they don't sell. Well, let's continue. Stock has also been readily available since launch, and Switch 1 launch year benefited from major first-party titles like Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Super Mario Odyssey, which released at the end of 2017. So yeah, you have two games. You have two. And yeah, and they were beloved by their fan base, by their Nintenders. But well, even some Nintenders say, okay, so the only thing I can have is Mario Kart World for the Switch 2. And then all the fucking problems that shit had because yes, by designing it as an open world game, well, people were not enjoying too much like sprint races compared to, well, if they play other racing games. But yeah, even I myself, I have to acknowledge the strong forte of Mario Kart is circuits, not sprints, not being an open world game. Well, yeah, Nintendo tried to copy Forza Horizon and, well, and what do they do now? Oh yeah, they delisted their bundle because they want everyone to pay $80 for that shit. Oh man. One senior Nintendo employee told games businesses that a quote-unquote complicated economic landscape, higher price points, you did price hikes even for the original Nintendo Switch. Shut the fuck up about my economical factors. Because even among those economical factors, at the end of the day, what you still care of the most is maximizing profit for your investors and for those CEOs' bonuses. Seriously, yeah, who are they fooling around here? Who are they fooling? They are a joke. And to continue on, and quote unquote, the absence of a major Western game. Okay, Mario, the Mario games, Legend of Zelda games, Donkey Kong games, Mario Kart World, they, they are Japanese. And your excuse is a strong Western game. Despite that, those games, that the reason why they had the success they had is because, yeah, despite that being advertised as for all ages game, the stuff that people wanted to play on them. At least the Nintendo's back in the day, yeah, they were strong, they were buying it. It looks like, considering the factors, that is not like that anymore. So even, oh no, yes, those are Japanese games. What the fuck are you talking about a Western game? Call of Duty? You're saying something like Call of Duty? Call of Duty is not even the shadow of what it used to be. Ah, man. But let's continue. During Christmas made comparisons between Switch 1 and Switch 2 opening Christmas periods difficult. It was in reading for console sales in the US overall during the historically lucrative months of November. According to Circana data, hardware and software sales in the US had the worst November since tracking began. Last year, the average price paid for a new unit of video game hardware was 439. Yeah, that's what the fuck is Steam Deck cost, and is more powerful, and has a vast majority of games. You can play hentai games on that because they are actually releasing games for Linux. They are giving more support to Linux because yes, even among the fallout of Windows being a crippled fucking dog shit with Windows 11, yes, they are was giving way support. Yes, even considering all the shit I fairly give to Steam, yeah, they did way better with that one. That was a better move. And also look, the other ones copied it. Novo and Asus. And even you can get those for cheap. They are powerful, and you install a Linux-based OS that can play gaming. You are fucking good to go. Even you have Switch emulator for Linux, and to a surprise of absolutely nobody, it plays and performs way better than the main hardware that Nintendo is trying to sell for that insane amount of price. Yeah, who are they trying to fool here, man? Is in an all-time high, an 11% high tier last year, which was likely the main reason sales were comparatively low in the US. Switch 2 retails for 40 and 450 without a game, or a 500 in a bundle. Oh man, Steam Deck, Legion Go, Rock Ally, or hell, man, even you can get a gaming laptop with a NVIDIA RTX that, even if it's one of the cheapest ones, still alternative then it's a graphics card to play a lot of decent games. You have backwards compatibility because it fucking does. For that amount of price, yes, people are catching on. Even most of the Nintendons finally realized when they saw the writing the wall, they said, okay, for that price, what do you offer to me? Nothing. Okay, fuck this. No, I'm out. They're going to stick to their Switch ones, and that's it. Yeah, Nintendo is fucking fuck. Yeah, screw up to no end. Because this is how it starts. Just like what's happening with consoles. And then the AI bubble doing the fucking disaster that is going to come out this year also. The ace fuckers, they are still not going to lose money because they need to keep making line going up. At the end of the day, Nintendo is a publicly traded company. And the only thing they care of nowadays and shows is just, yeah, see what they can cash out from the remaining Nintendos, their cash cows. And still giving them slop and ripping them money for giving way less. And well, here they are, 35%, and I hope that number keeps lowering and lowering. Even if they keep selling, when that number gets even lower and lower, yes, it checks out that these fuckers are going to be in full panic mode this year. That's it. Thanks for watching and please take care.